How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be working on the log arch. Hopefully we can get a good bit done in this video, done to it. And I can't wait to get some paint on this thing because it's going to look pretty nice when we get some paint on it. So let me show you what I come up with here. A couple things I don't have on video, but I'll show you what I did. It's pretty easy, and I'll show you what I come up with. And the first thing is this binder. Let me show you this binder here. Okay, this is kind of what I was thinking about. I want to be able to put the log up here and be able to tighten it down somehow once we wrap our chain around it. So we got this big old chain. We're going to cut it off in whatever length that we want. And we'll be able to, I got one of these binders, and we'll be able to hook the log, or hook the chain around like so. And then we'll be able to push the binder down and lock the log into place. So I thought the binders would work out pretty good for this. And I got another binder I'm going to be putting on the front. And this is how I got this set up. I cut the hook off of this end. I cut the hook off, and we got this little plate right here that will slide in these slots. Now I can put it there, and if I don't want it there, I can move it over here and put it over there. And if I didn't want it there, I can bring it all the way over here and put it into there. So I can move that around any way I want. And then also, the chain will be able to hook into any hole, any one of these slots. So we can pull from there, or we can pull the chain out and hook it over here and pull from there. So I'm hoping that this is going to work out, but there's no guarantees on nothing. So up, hook your chain in around the log, and then tighten it up against there. I'm hoping this works. We'll see. So we got this done, this one here done. So I'm going to make another one for in the front, and I'll probably show you guys how I did this one by doing the one in the front. Now I have another piece that's got to go back here too. And I have one cut. I need two of them. Let me show you. Alright, I made this set of teeth, which are going to weld. We're going to weld these teeth right up underneath of here, and that's what's going to hold the log into place. Once we get it bound up against the bottom of there, I don't think we're going to have any trouble with that log sliding back and forth, especially if we can take that binder and pull it up tight against these teeth. So we got to make another one of these, and it's just cut out of a flat piece of steel, 1/4 inch flat steel. And this is also going to give this back more strength. You remember when I didn't sleeve the inside of this? Well, we got the angle up there. Now we got another at least 1 inch of solid steel, 1/4 inch steel on the bottom here, we're going to use in here. So I'm hoping that this will give it a lot more strength in the back. Now when it's all said and done, we hope to have another one cut right here for up underneath of this side. This is the front of the, about in the middle. This is actually 3 foot, 3.5 foot to here, and about 4 foot up here. So we'll have one more of these welded up underneath of here to hold that log into place. And I was working on this piece here. This piece here I cut out. I'm going to put it on right here, and we're going to weld it in here straight up and down, and then we're going to heat it up with a torch, and we're going to bend it in the same angle as these two pieces right here. Here and here. And this is at about the 4 foot mark. Let me measure this to make sure. So we're at about 4 foot, or no, 3 foot 8 inches here. That's good. Because if we're going to do an 8 foot log on here, 4 foot is going to be here, and 4 foot is going to hang over the back. So this will give us a good place to use our binder and our chain to tie it down, to get it snug up against the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and work on welding this thing into place. And I just cut the slots in it just like I did in the back. They're a little bit lower. I don't think they're going to hurt anything. But we'll go ahead and get this welded in. We'll heat this up and get these two bent. And then we'll start working on our other binder. Alright, we got those two welded in up there. I figure I'd go ahead and get this welded into place too. And hopefully we can get this square enough. That looks pretty daggone good right there. Okay, for our turnbuckle here, and this little piece we're going to put on here. This is the piece I cut. And I'm going to draw it up. What we'll probably do is this one side we're going to round it off. We're going to round that piece off right there. We're going to drill us a hole right there. And then we're going to make our slot where we're going to put it down over that piece of metal, and we're going to drill a hole right there. So it's not too hard to build one of these. We're just using this instead of a link, instead of a chain hook. Instead of using a hook, we're going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and get to cutting this thing up, doing what I got to do to it to get it ready. And we're going to start off by just drilling a hole down through this corner, and then we'll round that out once we get the right size hole in there. Okay, here's what we did. We drilled a hole. We got this little pin to fit through there. Then we cut our slot. I was off just a little bit on the slot, but I don't think it's going to matter. So all we got to do is make sure that we put this thing right here will swivel in here. So we're just going to go ahead and put our pin down in here. And see, this allows that to swivel. Let's go put it on the machine. Okay, that's going to work out perfect. And it'll go on either side. We can put it here, or we can take it off, and we can put it over there. Hopefully, they're strong enough. If not, I know some different ways. I can weld a T on the back of this thing. I can weld a T on there, but I don't think we're going to have anything really that heavy that it's going to hurt that. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think. So We got this guy bent, got this one built, got the teeth on the back. Now we got to cut another set of teeth for right in here on the bottom, which is going to give this even more support here. So we're going to have to make another set of these teeth. And I'm going to show you how I made these ones here. All right, here's how I just basically measured half of the width of the plate of steel, marked a line, measured every 1.5 inches for each tooth, and then I measured 3/4, then 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, all the way down through. So now what we got to do is we're just going to cut this with a 4-inch grinder. We're going to cut these teeth out, and we'll have our plate. This plate is 3 inches wide. So we're going to end up with 1.5 inches teeth, which is fine. I think that'll work out okay. So what we'll do is get the 4-inch grinder and we'll start cutting all of our teeth out. Okay, all of our teeth are cut. All we did was take the 4-inch grinder and just go through there. Now we got to go clean this guy up a little bit and get it welded on. Okay, something's been bothering me for a couple days now. Something I want to do to this arch, it's going to involve in cutting this tube here off. I want to be able to put a small hitch in the back of this thing, just straight in the back. And I want to take this pipe, I want to cut it and put that hitch right through the back of this plate. That way I can always use that to extend on or do something in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think I stewed on it enough. I'm just going to go ahead and do it before it gets painted and everything's done. And then I want to do it, and then I got to goof up the paint and everything. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting this little piece here out. We're going to add a piece of square tubing in there in case we want to put a hitch in the back of this. Alright, I'm going to try to get the Sawzall here to get the straightest cut that I can on the back of this guy. Alright, now we're going to cut this piece here out. We'll do the best we can. As a matter of fact, I might just try to chop this little chunk here out. Okay, that just leaves us working on this piece here. We're just going to keep whittling it down until we got it all out of there. Okay, I'm sure you guys are going to say that I'm crazy, but I got that cut off and ground all this. I cut that with the saw as much as I could and the 4-inch grinder until I got it down to where I could just grind it. And now we're back to where we can start again. So this is the piece of square stock that I'm going to put through here. I'm going to cut a hole, slide it into this pipe. I know it's going to be just a little bit above it, but we're going to weld it in. We're going to make sure it's nice and tight. We'll be fine. But this is the piece of pipe we're going to put in there. And this is the same size as a small hitch on a car. This is the little one. And I think that'll work fine for me. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna work on getting a hole, the square hole cut out in the back. All right, I got my square cut out of there. I think we're pretty decent where we need to be. I'm gonna go ahead and take a 4-inch grinder and do the best I can cutting this thing out. Alright, I have my piece where I need it, all set up, got some magnets holding it into place. I'm going to go ahead and tack this up and get it welded. Alright, I'm finally finished with this part. I think it turned out pretty good. And it's not actually for a Reese hitch, but it's so I can, on the back of this thing, if I want to put an attachment, like a tow truck attachment, and use the log tongs, I can. And I just needed a piece of square tubing on there. I think this is going to work. It's a little thin, but I mean, most of the weight is going to be down on it anyhow. So this will be able to, this is the same thing that would go in a small vehicle. And then you could just throw a little pin in the back of it. And pin it on, and you're done. And then you could build whatever. I mean, I could use this if I wanted, but I wouldn't use this. I want something really tight against this. I don't want anything out this way. I want it real tight if I was to build anything. And that might be a future video. But right now, I just wanted to make sure that it was on there. So in the future, I'll be able to use that hole back there to put some type of attachment on it if I decided I wanted it. Okay, what I did here is I cut up some old bed railing. This is just old bed railing because I want to put a toolbox on this thing to hold the binders and the chains. So we're going to be welding this guy right on here like so. And then I'm going to take a small bracket and make a little angle bracket here just to hold this up. I'm pretty sure I can get this to stay okay. If not, it might be a little bit of a waste of time, but I need that toolbox if I can get it on there. I'm going to give it a try for sure. Alright, I think I got some pretty good gussets on here, some bracing. It feels pretty strong. So let's try the box. That box fits in there just perfect. I think that's going to be nice. Now we could put a bungee strap over it if we want, or we could bolt it right into place. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. It's always, let's just kind of relax, don't overdo it, and just figure it out as we're going. If we want to put a bungee cord over it, or do we want to bolt it into place. So that's going to look pretty nice. I think that's going to hold my chains and my binders pretty good. So hopefully tomorrow we can get some more stuff done to it. But today I think I'm done. We got this piece in, we got that in. I think we're doing pretty good. So I would like to tell you guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. Until next time.